Welcome to Digital Marketing School. Today we're talking to Rob Coyle from Bloom Advertising. Rob, welcome to Digital Marketing School. Can you first give me your general thoughts on digital advertising?
Digital is a doing thing. I mean, we go on the internet, we interact with our phones to do stuff. It's not passive like reading a paper or watching a TV program or listening to a radio. You go to the internet for a specific reason. So I think that's what's at the heart of any digital marketing activity. There must be a thing for the person to do at the end of it. But I think that's the benefit of it. You can build functionality into digital marketing and digital marketing techniques very simply. That's what I like. That's what our company kind of tries to do.
And where do you see digital advertising in relation to traditional advertising?
Well, so if we say traditional, what you mean thereby is above the line. So let's say kind of TV, radio, press, some what would have been called below the line or direct marketing beforehand, cinema, all of that stuff. I mean, I think digital is just another thing you add onto it. It's part of the, is the analogy music? So is it one of the notes that you play in the chord? Is it an element of the activity? I'm not sure how you devise it out, but it's just one other thing we can do to help us get closer to the customer. To my mind, there's always the primacy of the idea, right? So the idea is more important than anything else, because a great idea without money behind it is still better than a bad idea that just ran down people's throats, to my mind. I always kind of think. And a good idea is one that works for the target market and is based on an insight that's going to kind of move people. How digital comes in relating to traditional is it should be seamless. It should be a case of you have the idea. The idea is based on kind of your target market, what they want. It's going to be based on an insight. There's going to be the budget and resources you can put behind it, which is going to be based on your media plan will be based on that. How can I reach these people? And that's where the science comes in, is which is the best medium for this market to achieve what I want to do in the greatest numbers for the least possible amount of money. Start at the most economic one, then move to the next economic one, and so on and so forth. So I don't see this is where traditional ends, this is where digital kind of picks up. I think if you were to force a distinction, it's where functionality comes into it. Because there's no functionality in a TV ad or a press ad other than maybe a call to action, whereas it's something digital, we can do something kind of with that.
So when it comes to integrating a campaign, how difficult is it to make everything work in unison?
Well, again, to repeat myself, I'm going to go back and say the idea. The first thing is you've got to have an idea, right? And if I think about a great integrated campaign, like in talking to you before, we talked about Old Spice. And the Old Spice. Now, people will look back on Old Spice and say, it's what I call a transformative campaign. There was Old Spice, the brand, before that campaign, I'm on a horse, and now there's Old Spice afterwards. And you can't remember the old stuff before that. It completely changed everybody's opinion of this brand. But the digital elements that people talk about came a year later on, after Old Spice had run Super Bowl ads. So what they had is they had a great idea. I wonder how great they thought it was. I mean, obviously they had confidence in it, but I think it just caught a wave and it went nuts. People loved this campaign more than anything else. So I think in that case they're looking at, well, we could do 24 hours of online stuff, very quick turnaround. It's very PRable. It's very personable. It's, we can customize it to the individual. We can get loads of extra bandwidth and conversation from it. Or for the same budget, we could maybe make half a TV ad to the same production value as before and maybe put it on some slower shows. In that case, I think what digital offered was a case of, amplifying their spend and amplifying their resources. I don't know what the spend is, but I'm guessing that one day where they did the whole thing and they got people kind of tweeting in is less expensive than making a full-blown TV ad. But that on its own, without the two TV ads, in fact, that had come before it, would have been a meaningless thing. Nobody would have been talking about it. It would have been, what the hell are Old Spice doing kind of on the internet and what's going on? We don't understand it. It required the big above the line and the concept. And that strikes me, that was a concept that came out of a bag. I don't think any planning group came up with that concept. Well, actually what we need is a semi-superhero, semi-mystical kind of figure who can transform the world around them, and it's all about shower gel. I think someone just had hey, what happens if we do this? And I think a focus group came up with that concept. So I think that's a seamless transition from the campaign idea, which is smell like a man. Your man can smell like a man, and I am the ultimate kind of man, all the way through to We want to do something interesting. We want to use the internet. We want to use it for what it's great for, which is timeliness and spreading things quickly. And I mean, I know it was the top trending thing on Twitter kind of that week, and everyone was talking about it on Facebook and on all the boards and the blogs. So I think it absolutely kind of worked.
Rob Coyle from Bloom Advertising, thanks for coming in and talking to us today at Digital Marketing School.
Thanks very much, Simon.
If you have any further questions you'd like to ask at Digital Marketing School, don't hesitate to send me a mail at simon@digitalmarketingschool.com.